The Arizona Commerce Authority has been questioned as it may sunset. It's being dissected in the state legislature, and a bit of a bombshell dropped as the Attorney General of Arizona said that she believes that the way it is currently behaving and some of the things that they are doing violates the gift clause of the Constitution. The governor's office has said they disagree. It's an important part. We talked with the Chamber of Commerce. They say this is critical to growth. So joining us to talk about this is the Attorney General, Kris Mayes. Attorney General Mayes, thank you so much again for coming on the show.
Hey, Mike, you bet. It's good to be with you again.
So let's talk about this. Where is the violation, and do you believe that the Commerce Authority should be disbanded or just change some of its behavior?
Yeah, no, I'm not calling for the disbanding of the Commerce Authority, and certainly I believe in economic development. I think we've done that well over the course of especially the last 10 to 20 years. The State Chamber of Commerce and Chambers of Commerce in cities have been doing this kind of activity with private money for many years and doing it well. So they've built this city using private money. That's okay. What's not okay, Mike, under the Constitution is using taxpayer dollars to give to out-of-state CEOs in the form of Super Bowl tickets and lavish parties and Waste Management Open tickets and steak dinners and rooms at the Biltmore, including wives and friends. That's not okay under the gift clause. And we did the analysis. We did a 4-month-long investigation after this was referred to us by the Auditor General and found that this kind of spending by the ACA does violate that gift clause.
So is it a violation of the gift clause because it's a giveaway, or is it a violation of the gift clause if they cannot show any benefit to the state? That's where I'm confused.
Yeah, well, so it's both, really. I mean, it is the test under the gift clause is there a public benefit? And I found that there is a public benefit to this kind of economic development efforts. But then the second part of that test is critical, Mike. It says the gift clause in the Constitution says that there must be proportionality between the taxpayer funding that is given to a private entity and the benefit that we get. And in the course of our investigation, the Arizona Commerce Authority was not able to show us that there was causation, that they were able to draw companies because they were giving them Super Bowl tickets and because they were throwing these lavish parties and because they were putting them up at the Biltmore. No company said that. No CEO said that. I mean, and that makes sense, Mike. We're Arizona. We're booming because we're Arizona. People want to come here. Companies want to come here. They want to do business because of our business climate, because of our our weather, and because of the beauty of this state. They're not coming here because the ACA is, handing out, taxpayer-funded Super Bowl tickets. So that was the test, and they failed it.
All right, so let me push back a little bit and give you a devil's advocate perspective. I was a small business owner, and I had a very good company. I had very good guys that worked for me. I had a great track record of success on jobs, getting jobs done on time, especially when they were time sensitive and time critical. But if a general contractor didn't know me and didn't trust me, then why would they even consider using my company to find out how great I was? So Go play golf. Go eat. I understand it's private money, going to dinner, but those dinners are tax deductible. I could write 50% of those meals off because it was directly, could I say the reason I bought this guy a steak dinner, that's why he hired me? No, but I was able to say I was introducing myself, he gave me an opportunity, and we proved ourselves. Does that work at all? Does that analogy work at all to you?
I mean, that's all good, but that's private business, and we're talking about public money, taxpayer money, and again, chambers of commerce. And you had Danny Seiden on yesterday. Danny is the head of the state chamber of commerce. It's okay for the state chamber of commerce to do this kind of thing, take people out to play golf, take people to football games, but that state chamber of commerce is financed with private money. The Arizona Commerce Authority is using taxpayer money.
Right.
And that is what violates the gift clause.
Well, I guess that's where my question was, because when you talked about them not being able to show any direct benefit to the state, my argument is you can't show a direct benefit for me doing something with a client with private money. But if the ACA says this is what we've done, and in response to that, they've come here. You know, we're number one in some of the building in the Valley, and Dallas, Fort Worth is number two. What makes somebody choose Phoenix over Dallas? Some of these things that this is their argument, that they are doing is actually what leads to that success, and taking it away would damage our ability to entice as many people to come here. That's all. I'm just giving their argument is all.
Yeah, I get you. And I think the problem with what they're saying to you is that's not what they were able to prove to me. And during the course of our 4-month-long investigation, they were never able to show direct causation. And that's what we need to see. And, you know, a lot of those companies, again, Mike, I think that they're going to come here anyway. They are coming here anyway. I mean, just think about all those small businesses out there, too, that you mentioned. You had one of them. They're opening up shop here, and they're not getting Super Bowl tickets, you know, and if a business decides to relocate here, they'll do so because there's a market for their goods or services and a workforce to support their operations, not because their CEO got invited to a swanky Super Bowl party. That's really what's at issue here.
Yeah, I understand that we may have a difference of opinion on whether or not it's a good thing to do, but your job is to decide whether or not it's legal, and you're saying that it violates, and that's the thing, is I just wanted to get to the violation part of it in your opinion.
Yeah, exactly, Mike. And that's my job. I'm the top legal officer for the state of Arizona, the top law enforcement officer. My job is to read the Constitution and read these activities, in context with the Constitution. The Auditor General also felt like there was a likely gift clause violation, which is why she referred this case to me. The Senate President, Warren Peterson, has said that he believes that these businesses would likely have moved to Arizona without these lavish parties and these taxpayer expenditures. So this is a pretty bipartisan issue. You've got, as you know, I'm a Democrat. Those folks are Republicans, or at least the Auditor General reports to the Republican legislature. I'm just reading the law, and this, if the Commerce Authority wants to reform itself, that's great, but they've got to make those reforms so they're in compliance with the law.
All right, so last question on a completely different topic. I hope you're able to answer. We spoke with the Senate President about the reimbursement and tax dollars being sent back to Arizonans, and the IRS saying that it's taxable income. They were saying hoping that they would get help from your office, pushing back against the federal government, and they're also going to ask Senator Sinema. Have they reached out to you on that topic? Is there anything your office is inclined to do to preserve that so that the Arizonans are not going to pay this federal tax?
Yeah, Mike, they have reached out, and what I can tell you is that I am very interested in this issue. We are actively analyzing it as I speak to you here at our office.
Thanks for watching the Mike Broomhead Show. Tap to watch the first season of Amazing Arizonans, a KTAR News podcast. You can also click the button in the middle to subscribe.